Right then, this is a walk around video for a Honda Civic. It's the 1.6 SR diesel. This is the top of the range car. You can see here, finishing this beautiful sporty blue metallic, as they rather naffily call it. But it really does look good on the car, especially with the black inserts and the black panoramic roof. 59,000 miles on this car. Very well looked after vehicle. All of its servicing apart from the very last one done at the Honda dealerships. But very nice condition. Front of the car very clean, just the odd, obviously very light stone chip you're going to clearly expect on a car of this age and mileage, but they are very light indeed. Coming down the near side of the car first, absolutely mirror smooth in the panels. It really is wonderfully clean. Come around to the near side front alloy. This is one that takes all the bashing, but there's nothing on it at all. Absolutely clean, no marks. Michelin tyre on that corner. I think it's got Michelin's all around, but I will just double check on that for you. Remaining panels, very clean. No indentations, no marks. Rear near side alloy, again absolutely unmarked, and again Michelin tyre. Just come around the back of the car to show you the angle as well. It's very clean. Come around the back of the car. Parking sensors fitted as well as the rear parking camera. So this black diffuser on these later models with the smoked glass on the back, it really does make a big difference visually to the car. And then around to the side of the vehicle, just with the near side, is completely clean in the panels. It really is stunning condition, this vehicle. Offside rear alloy, again absolutely unmarked. And then remaining panel work, it's pretty much all but blemish free. Final alloy in front there, as with all the others, completely unmarked, and Michelin tyre to finish off the set. The car's in really great condition. Coming to the back of the car now, absolutely huge difference in these Civics. They really are probably class leaders. 60/40 fold, as you can see on the rear seats there. And all the upholstery is in lovely condition again. You probably already know these Civics have these kind of hidden cubby holes underneath, so you can hide things away, or just give it a yank, drop it down. You've probably got another sort of 9 or 10 inches of boot depth in these later ones. Coming to the back of the car now, what's lovely about these Civics, the big wide opening on these rear doors are virtually at 90 degrees, which gives you incredibly good access into the back. I've shown that here the seats in their vertical position as part of the magic seats on these cars. It's such a clever design. And to drop them down, of course, it's beautifully engineered, as you'd expect from a Honda car. Drop them down like that, simple as that. Seats down now, leatherwork in the back. In all honesty, it doesn't look so it's ever really been used in the back. It's just immaculate. Front passenger door card, as with all the others, has been kept beautifully. Even little recesses you can see there, just been kept lovely and neat and tidy. There is a full set of original Honda mats in this car as well, by the way, getting all in great condition. Passenger seat there you can see, again, just looks absolutely as new. Going to the driver's door card, as with all the others, absolutely beautiful. Footwell areas is clean and tidy as well. Driver's seat. On these SR models you get the electric adjustment there for the wing pads and lumbar support as well. A more bolstered seat, but the seat itself, again, as with the others, just looks pretty much as new. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section so you can see the dashboard illuminated, and it is in beautiful condition. It's a repeated theme in this video, I'm afraid, but I've got to say what I see. You can see there, nav on these later models, big screen. So I'm just going to close the electric blind on the roof so it doesn't glare on there. There you go, that's better. All working perfectly. And if I pop the car into reverse, you get that lovely clear colour gridded camera as well, but all working absolutely perfectly. Dual zone climate control system, all the switch gear. It's been kept in really fabulous condition. Even these sort of little recesses in the middle that couldn't go off and be sort of stuffed with chewing gum and all sorts, but this one's just been kept beautiful. Then my favourite part of this car, this fantastic dashboard, and that is pretty much where you want to set your driving position. Steering wheel slap bang between the speedo at the top and the rev counter below it, but it is fabulous. As you can see, the engine's running. There's no warning lights on the car. It looks and feels as new in here. I'll just quickly go across there for you. Hopefully not to snag the wire. 59,605 miles. Just to quickly show you, quite often overlooked actually, owner's manual pack and navigation manual all here and present, as is the locking wheel nut key. So finally, just to come under this wonderfully presented engine bay, you'd expect from Honda. Cam change driven engines, no cam belts to do on these cars ever throughout their life. So it's just been serviced by ourselves as well. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 SR diesel. This particular car is registered FV65VWN, and mileage at the start of the road test is 59,599 miles. The reason we do these road tests is so basically if people have seen the car on the advert, they actually get to see the car in operation. And it is a critical video, so hence, so basically if there's something wrong with the car, the point of it is to tell you about it so you can make your mind up as to whether to come and see the car or not. Generally there's nothing, of course, but occasionally there may well be. This particular car, again, it's been wonderfully looked after. All of its servicing up until the one we've just done, which wasn't actually quite due, has been done by the Honda dealerships. It'll also be going for an independent MOT upon completion of this road test. We don't feel it's right to do your own MOTs on the cars you're actually selling yourself. It encourages bias, of course. Coming to the car itself, engine of course starts absolutely instantly, settles to completely smooth, even idle, no fluctuations at all, and pulls fantastically through the complete rev range of the car. It's a brilliant engine by any measure. It's basically got everything going for it. It is the most reliable, toughest engine in its class by a country mile. You compare these engines to any of its competitors of any standard and it knocks them into a cock out. I mean, they are just a wonderfully tough engine, which would count for nothing if it was agricultural and horrible to use and guzzled fuel, but it doesn't. It's very refined, very smooth on the run, very quiet, especially on a long cruise. They're very efficient engines, but a lovely engine to use, and its power delivery is very linear. You don't get loads of turbo lag. It pulls really nicely, but through the complete rev range of the car. It doesn't seem to plateau out either. Sorry, the sun's quite low today, so it's a bit glary. I do apologise. But yeah, it's wonderful in that respect. Also, the fuel economy is genuinely astonishing, and it really has got, again, it's real world economy that these can deliver as well. They are very efficient engines in every single sense. Hopefully we will get past this tractor in a second so I can get you back up to speed. But essentially the engine's absolutely spot on. There's no warning lights on the car at all, whilst we're going sort of relatively slowly. And temperature gauge, and the engine's been running for quite some time now. The temperature gauge is exactly where it should be, which is about a third on the temperature on the dial there. So all absolutely perfect. Clutch on the car, absolutely spot on again, smooth, positive, and bike point is exactly where it should be as well. I'm rather hoping this. There he goes. Good man. Good man. So clutch is absolutely spot on. Sorry to get distracted by tractors. There we go. Clutch then feeds through into the Honda 6-speed manual gearbox. There's nowhere in it at all. And again, just a fabulous bit of attention to detail from Honda there. Quality of the gear shift, the selection is absolutely brilliant. It feels premium. It's got a heftiness, mechanical feel to it, which is in stark contrast to some of its competitors where it can feel light, lifeless, perfectly okay, but this just feels like a gearbox how it should feel. As I said, with a really nice actuation to it, and bearing in mind that the gear lever itself is linked to the gearbox underneath by cables, as pretty much all front-wheel drive cars are these days. But that means that some cars, as I said, can lose a bit of feel in the gear levers, but this feels absolutely as new. Steering of the car is absolutely superb on these vehicles. It's got a lovely weight to it, very smooth, very direct, wonderful in operation, and I can't feel literally nowhere in it at all. It tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, and it matches the chassis perfectly. The chassis, the previous generation, which shared the same architecture actually as this one, was always a wonderfully dynamic car, but what it struggled with, in some people's opinions, not necessarily mine, was bumps like this one about to come up now. So this one, you feel the bumps, but it rides them with a suppleness that the last one was slightly harsher going into them. But any complaints about ride comfort has absolutely been dismissed on this one. It is a wonderfully comfortable car to drive around in, but they've kept it agile. It's got fluid chassis handling. It's just really, really well done. It kind of flows through corners really nicely. It doesn't pitch, doesn't wallow, and it holds its angle to the corners really nicely. It doesn't sort of float around and corkscrew through them, which I can't stand on cars. Also, what I'm looking for on road test is any kind of mechanical noises coming from underneath that shouldn't be there, of which there's nothing at all on this car. It's absolutely as it should be. I'm just going to give the brakes a bit of a stomp in a second. Just turn right here. Just leave it braking a bit late. Excellent brake pedal on the car. I mean, I kind of knew we'd just done a pre-delivery inspection and service on the car, and the brakes are in fantastic condition underneath. But what I'm looking for on the brake test is just to make sure that the front of the car comes down straight and true, doesn't violently go left or right, but also that the brake pedal itself doesn't exhibit any pulsing or vibrations, and again, nothing at all on the car. Looking around inside, again, problem with videos, they can't get over to just how solid a car can feel. You have to take my word for it. The build quality is amazing on these vehicles. Again, just really lovely materials, very nicely done. There's not a chirp or a squeak from the interior at all. It's stunningly well made. There's also a dashboard which I think is not only utterly functional, but just very, very nice and interesting and different to be behind. This centre part's more conventional. Obviously you've got big, huge sat-nav screen, climate control systems, everything's dead simple and easy to use, by the way, and everything working perfectly. My favourite part is this lovely sweeping two-tier dashboard. High up display there for your radio information on the car, sort of trip meters and that kind of thing, but then this brilliant high level speedo. Dead simple, just look at it, take your speed in, but you haven't taken your eyes off the road for a second. It's just genius, it really is. And down below that, you've got this more conventional pod of 3 gauges there. You've got your rev counter, temperature and fuel gauges flanking that. Nice, classy, and again, it's just so interesting. And at night when it's all illuminated, it looks absolutely fantastic. Steering wheel looks and feels as new in hand in all its functions on the cruise control, information display buttons up here, and then you've got your hands-free functions down the bottom there, all working perfectly. Likewise, auto lights and wipers all working exactly as they should as well. As I said at the start of the video, the point is to pick up on any issues, actually no matter how trivial. There's nothing on this car. I used to work at Honda, crikey me, it's a big old bus. I'm going to go back for that one. I used to work for the Honda dealership and was one of their main buyers, so I'm well versed in trying to find good cars, and this drives pretty much as you'd expect one to drive off the production line. It's in wonderful condition mechanically as well as anything else. Don't see too many lorries like that come down the road. So it's just the parking sensors beeping. Having said that, if I've missed something on the video, as always, don't hesitate, please do give us a call and we'll happily answer any questions you might have about the car.